Every year in December, Fortnite and Epic Games host a festive celebration in light of the Christmas season. For many, this is one of the peak times of the year. Most of the world is on break from school and has off for the holidays, making it prime time for Fortnite gameplay. However, it wasn't always a spectacle, and there were certainly times where Epic Games missed the mark. This is a history of Fortnite's Christmas events, detailing its rise, fall, and rise again. The Christmas event for 2017 was named Survive the Holidays. While the majority of the content was for Save the World, including boss fights, quest lines, and cosmetics, Battle Royale wasn't left out either. The first big change was that for the duration of the event, the grenade launcher would be transformed into the snowball launcher. Functionally the same as a grenade launcher, but it shot snowballs and made strange sounds instead. Additionally, some of the game's graphics got a festive overhaul for the event as well. Bushes and foliage were given Christmas lights. Along with this, the battle bus was transformed to fit the festive theming of the event, marking the first time in the game's history that the battle bus would be transformed for an event, a trend that Epic Games would use many times down the line. But the biggest of all were the many cosmetics added alongside this update. The update saw the release of 7 different skins, being Crackshot, Codename Elf, Ginger Gunner, Merry Marauder, Nogops, Red-Nosed Raider, and the Yuletide Ranger. Keep in mind that at the time, less than 30 skins existed in the game. Additionally, 2 new pickaxes and gliders were added as well, including the Candy Axe, which would become highly desirable in the months to come. So while the event was small by today's standards, at the time it was monumental. Bundle this with the release of Season 2 and the first Battle Pass just one day later, and it is easy to see why this time was fondly remembered by those who played it. And because all the cosmetics released in the update were tied to Christmas, they would become some of the rarest cosmetics in the game for the next few months to come, making them amongst the biggest flexes to have in prime 2018 Fortnite. And on the topic of 2018 is the next Christmas event, which of course happened in December of that year. By then, Fortnite had seen unprecedented growth in the gaming world and was leagues bigger than it was in 2017, so Epic Games knew they had to go all out for the event. And they did just that, with the 14 Days of Fortnite event. As expected, the additions from 2017 such as a snowball launcher, a reskinned battle bus, and festive foliage returned, but there was plenty of new features as well. The 14 Days event marked the first time Epic gave out free rewards for participating in the event. Each day of the event, a new challenge would be unlocked and would award the players some form of cosmetic. While most of the challenges just gave out small rewards like wraps and sprays, the fact that Epic even gave out free cosmetics in the first place was very generous of them. And challenges weren't the only thing to release every day, as a new LTM was also released every single day. The event saw the return of old classics such as Close Encounters and Sneaky Silencers, but the event also saw the debut of many new LTMs, some of which would revolutionize the game. On day 2, the Siphon LTM saw its debut, marking the first time Siphon would be tested outside of tournament pop-up cups, and right away it was clear that it was a hit. Players of all skill levels, but primarily higher skilled players and pros loved the LTM, with no shortage of people grinding high kill games in it. The LTM was so loved that Epic would enable Siphon in all playlists just 2 months later in February. As for the other revolutionary LTMs, there was also Ground Game, a sort of precursor to Zero builds where materials are limited to just 30 wood, 20 brick, and 10 metal. And possibly the most beloved LTM of all time, One Shot, saw its debut in this update too on day 14. But there were also some misses such as Bare Bones, which literally deleted your entire HUD. The gimmick was fun for a game or two, but it got old fast. But enough about LTMs, let's talk about the cosmetics. Somewhat controversially, Epic reintroduced almost all of the old Christmas and winter themed skins to the game. In retrospect, the player base should have expected this since the skins were only tied to the holiday as opposed to any kind of season pass, but there really is no denying that the reintroduction of these skins generated an absolute shitstorm of hate but also love for Epic. Old skins like Nogops and Red-Nosed Raider all made their return, but there was one survivor. For whatever reason, Epic decided not to re-release the Codename Elf skin. The only plausible reason for this was to artificially inflate its rarity and therefore keep it in the backlog for exciting releases for the following years. And you guys can inflate my subscriber count by liking and subscribing. No pressure though. Christmas events saw their absolute peak in 2019. This would be the first time Epic used the Winterfest name to brand Christmas events, and this is what they were all called going forward. The 2019 event greatly expanded on the infrastructure established a year prior. The first major addition was Crackshot's Cabin, which was a new and improved version of distributing items. Each day, players could log on and visit the cabin to pick a present to open, and this time, the rewards were even better, with 2 of them even being free skins. Along with the presents were stocking stuffers, which offered challenges that could be done for additional rewards. The addition of Crackshot's Cabin was beloved by the community, and it would become a quintessential part of Christmas events going forward. Epic also continued the tradition of bringing back an LTM every day of the event, but if you didn't want to play LTMs, then daily challenges and regular modes were also made. Each day, a new weapon would be unvaulted, with some blasts from the past like the infantry rifle and the heavy sniper, and even the competitive community got to share this love too. Just a couple days before the Winter Royale 2019 tournament was set to start, Epic just randomly increased the prize pool by $8 million. To put this into perspective, $8 million is the same amount the entire 2025 FNCS season is worth. So with all the great additions, it is easy to see why the 2019 Winterfest was the peak of Fortnite's Christmas events. 2020 was seen as a downgrade to years prior. There was no Crackshot Cabin, and the map changes were underwhelming to say the least. But there were still all the free rewards, now doled out via Snowmando challenges. The concept was the same, complete challenges for free rewards, 2 of which being skins. Planes were also unvaulted for the duration of the event, which was unexpected but mostly well received. As for the LTMs, the community received a Shockwave LTM, which was sort of Fortnite's take on Super Smash Bros. And the second new LTM was Pickaxe Frenzy, which already existed prior, but this was the first time it would be made into an LTM playlist. And finally was a free sing-along emote in the shop. While the event wasn't as grandiose as years prior, it sufficed. Winterfest 2021 was Epic's way of mending the wrongs of 2020. Crackshot's Cabin with the 14 openable presents was back, albeit without Crackshot this time around. As is standard at this point, the gifts included wraps and sprays, but also 3 brand new skins, with the Chrisabel and Blizzabelle skins being fan favorites. Additional challenges for every one of the 14 days was also put in place for extra cosmetics. The usual festive items like chiller traps and snowball launchers were unvaulted, and it seemed like Epic once again took the initiative to bringing about map changes. The map was once again made snowy, and now Christmas-themed NPC caravans roam the map to give players unique gameplay interactions, and it seemed like the extra efforts paid off as servers broke midway through the event due to player traffic. However, despite all the good, 2021 was a hint of things to come. For the first time in 3 years, no new LTMs were introduced or brought back. Instead, Epic promoted a creative playlist as an alternative mode. While somewhat novel at the time, this change was the first sign of many that the game may be losing its charm. 2022 would only be a confirmation of this. The usual events were in place. The cabin once again returned with 14 free presents, 2 of which were skins, both of which were very popular with the community. Daily challenges returned, but this time no item rewards were tied to them, only XP. The typical weapon unvaults were seen, but for some strange reason they were all vaulted halfway through the event, and Epic Games being Epic Games never gave official word as to why. And yet again, no LTMs at all, just another set of creative maps being shoved down players' throats. So no map changes, no LTMs, and no unvaults. It was safe to say players weren't happy, and this only got worse in 2023, which is widely considered to be the worst winter event of all time. Fortunately, there was once again free items for each day, but the 2 skins were okay at best. There was at least an LTM this time, but the fact that it lasted the full 14 days definitely reduced the novelty of it, but that was about it for the good. There was no cabin, no map changes, and generally no charm with the event. It seemed like Epic's ambitions with their other modes like LEGO and Rocket Racing really took over and made them lose the plot. That was until the most recent Winterfest 2024. Fortunately, it seems Epic has listened to the backlash and once again gone back to their roots in 2024. Biggest of all for 2024 is that the cabin has once again returned, which alone was a make or break deal for many anticipating the event. As per usual, the cabin doled out free rewards every day, including 2 really good skins, even rivaling 2021 with the Blizzabelle skin. Map changes once again returned, with the snowy map players all knew and loved making some form of return. As for collaborative skins, it seems Fortnite went all out, with some unfortunate additions. As for items, not only did we see the return of limited time unvaults with beloved weapons like the hunting rifle, but we got brand new items too. This year, we saw the debut of ice skates and blizzard grenades. While the functionality was similar to items previous, new content is still new content at least, and for the first time, the Winterfest celebration came with a mini event, with a melting ice cube that eventually revealed Mariah Carey? First we get the toilet brain rot and now Mariah Carey. What happened to my game? But anyway, that was the history of Fortnite's Christmas events. If you enjoyed this video and would like to see similar content, then like, subscribe, follow my socials, and check out the video on your screen now.